apparently Bayern Munich. Sorry, I started the video then, and I looked up. I took my attention away from you for just a second. It's very naughty. I shouldn't have done it, but at the moment, Fulham are beating Liverpool 1-0. You're watching this in the future. You already know what the result is. But I glanced up anyway. Getting me videos lined up for the week. But anyway, the rumour is that Bayern Munich want to buy Tomas Soucek. Now, my instant reaction is, well, you can't have him. It's tough. He ain't for sale. He's not available. I'm not going to change my mind on that, by the way. I'm not going to do a video now explaining why I think he should be sold. I don't want him to be sold. It's as simple as that. And I don't think we would sell him. Well, it depends how much money was offered, but I don't think Bayern Munich will offer enough money for us to sell him. Because I don't think even our owners would sell a player behind David Moyes' back. I don't think they would sell a player that he didn't want to lose. I think they're more than capable of buying a player that maybe David Moyes hasn't chosen and saying, here, David boy, have a go with that. But I don't think they would take somebody that is a mainstay of David Moyes' team and just sell him and flog him and say, there you go, mate, you can stick Snodgrass in central midfield or you can reinvest the money elsewhere. And he has become a mainstay in David Moyes' team. He really is one of his favourites. Fair to say that while he's one of the first names on the team sheet, he doesn't drop him. He very rarely substitutes. In fact, I can't remember. I'm sure he must have done at some point. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know. Someone will tell me in the comments, I'm sure. But he's a massively important player. Now, I did a lot of videos, particularly at the end of last season. I did primarily on Tomas Soucek. I did them on Jarrod Bowen because they were the new saviours, if you like. They'd come in also, and Ogbonna and Antonio. The four players I thought had played a pivotal part in us remaining in the Premier League. Now, it didn't take David Moyes long. Old Differing Dave was decisive Dave, if you think back. He came in, sort of assessed what was wrong, spent a bit of Golden Sullivan's money and brought in Bowen and Soucek. Now, Soucek was in straight away. Hit the ground running. They both hit the ground running, of course, but Bowen had to wait a little while longer, didn't he? He sort of got eased into the team, and David Moyes was saying things like, don't expect someone from the Championship to come in and save West Ham from relegation. Well, he sort of did, really. He was one of the main reasons why we stayed up, of course. But Soucek was straight in the team. And all I can say about this link with Bayern Munich, and this, I think this is a massive credit to Tomas Soucek, is that I didn't instantly dismiss it. I instantly thought, no way, you can't have him. But that was just my desire and need as a West Ham fan talking. It's because I don't think we can afford to lose him. But the fact that I didn't think it was ridiculous that Bayern Munich would want him, that shows how good a player he has become for us. Now, I think it's really important to sort of highlight what sort of a player he is. And he's a wonderful player. Basically, in that lockdown period and then afterwards in the closed season, I suggested that we had a really good player on our hands. And he was a good player because it was highly likely in the upcoming season, this season, that he could score between 8 and 10 goals from midfield. I argued, and I said in the video, that that's a hell of an attribute to have. If you can get 8 to 10 goals from a midfielder to supplement the goals from the rest of the team, then you're going to find yourself in the top half of the Premier League. I'm not claiming credit for being in the top half of the Premier League, by the way. I'm just saying that's what happens. I've seen it for years. Sometimes you get these freakish midfielders like Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard and David Platt and people like that who would come in and they would score 20 goals from midfield. That's a little bit exceptional. I'm not even talking about wingers here. I'm talking about central midfielders. You provide 8 to 10 goals from midfield and your team is going to be quite high up in the league. And he's on track to do that. I think that might have been his 3rd goal of the season. And don't be surprised if he gets exactly what I said. And we find ourselves in a good position. Now, it's not all because of Tomas Soucek, granted, okay? But my point is his value to West Ham is vast. And, I mean, Bayern Munich have got some good players, some really good players. I like one of them. I like Goretzka, their midfield. A really good, talented player. Do I think Soucek is good enough to play for Bayern Munich? Well, it depends what system they want to play. But I didn't instantly dismiss it. I could see it. Do I think Bayern Munich need Tomas Soucek? I wouldn't imagine so, no. As I understand it, Dortmund about to sack their manager or something like that. Bayern Munich are doing just fine. I'm pretty sure they don't need Tomas Soucek and West Ham United. However, I do think we're going to be fending off some bids at some point for the player. Now, we are lucky in as much as he's not everyone's cup of tea. He's not a player that's going to suit every single manager. Because he's got his qualities, but he's got his deficiencies as well. So it's quite funny watching him. So he's not the fastest runner in the world, but he is the furthest runner in the world. Maybe not the world, but I'll tell you what, he's up there nationally and he's up there in Europe. I've been and looked at the stats. There are very few players that cover more ground than Tomas Soucek. Very, very few. It's like the Duracell bunny. Maybe a lot of you don't know what a Duracell bunny is. Basically, he's high energy. I reckon, I never mind drinking Red Bull. I reckon he's injecting the stuff before each game. He does not stop. I've mentioned it before. He's not a sprinter. He's a marathon runner. He just keeps going. He keeps going. He keeps going. It would be a bit insulting to call it the tortoise and the hare, but really good. I think his tackles and his interceptions are pretty damn good. I think his passing's okay. I think that's the one thing that maybe would think, well, I'm not sure. It's not that Bayern Munich are just a Champions League team. Bayern Munich are a team that should win and do win the Champions League. They're almost a semi-final each year Champions League team, or at least they should be for a club of that size and that sort of budget. So I don't feel his passing is quite enough to maybe fit in with some of the players around him there, but his passing's adequate and it's okay. And as Gio alluded to in the video the other day, you put someone like Ben Rama in the team, you've got someone to pass to. He don't have to try and fill in there. But a couple of things he really excels at is his timings of runs into the box. All right, maybe don't make as many as Lampard, but it's a similar quality. If we have a bit of a build-up down the right or the left wing and the ball's coming in, I tell you what, Tomas Soucek will be there and thereabouts. Now, at the moment, we're seeing a lot of goals scored from dead ball situations. But make no mistake about it, he will provide enough goals during his West Ham career from open play as well. Because he times his run, he gets in there, he's a threat in the box. Very, very hard for people to mark, very hard for people to deal with when they run from deep. And particularly towards the end of the game, when people are getting knackered, you know, people are trying to stop for a breather, he keeps on going up and down, up and down, up and down the pitch. And then you deal with his quality from set pieces. And as I mentioned in a video a couple of days ago, it's all very well knowing what he's going to do, knowing he's going to appear at the far post. It's another thing entirely trying to stop him. And there are three reasons. Number one, he's talented at heading the ball. It is a talent to head the ball and finish with it, clearly. Otherwise, everyone would be doing it, right? Looking through the stats, the most aerial duels won in the whole of the Premier League this season, the most aerial duels, is Ollie McBurney. And Sheffield United, let's be fair, are rubbish, right? If just winning the ball in the air was enough, then it'd be up there. It'd be the top scorer, right? It'd be having loads of assists or something like that. It's not. You've got to have the quality and the technique. It's no good just meeting the ball in the air. What are you going to do? Are you going to be able to direct it and stuff like that? And Soucek can do that. He can place his headers. Again, that's a talent. Look, being tall, being 6'4" is an advantage. But let's be fair. By and large, most of the defenders he plays against, maybe Leeds would not be a great example, most of the defenders he plays against are also 6-footers. So he times his jump well. I also think he creates space really well for himself. And I also believe that he is in the perfect team in West Ham United to take full advantage of his qualities. Because what he's got behind him, he's got a manager that believes in him. He plays every game, every minute of every game. And he's got a set-piece coach who is an absolute dream for him. Someone like Tomas Soucek, someone like even like Aaron Crespo, the opposite ends of the set-piece. One of them's taking them, one of them's finishing them. For players like Aaron Crespo and Tomas Soucek, a coach like Paul Nevin must be an absolute dream to work with. Because what that coach is saying is, I'm going to get the very best out of you. I'm going to devise a set of tactics. I'm going to devise a set of routines, of free-kick routines, that Aaron are going to get you assists and Tomas are going to get you goals. So he's exactly the right team. And all those things, the timing of the runs, the technique of the header, the being tall, the physical attributes that he has, plus a coach and a system and tactics behind him to get the best out of him, absolutely suit Tomas Soucek to the ground. And in that sense, it's a match made in heaven. I said yesterday in the Ben Rama video that you need a bit of flair, that you need a bit of something else, someone to carry the ball forward. And I thought when Ben Rama came off, it worked out. It was fine. I was wrong. Moyes was right. I thought we had a bit too much grit, a bit too much nastiness. We had two fullbacks on the left hand side. We had Johnson and Cresswell over there. You know, it was we'd taken another creative player off. We brought Mark Noble on. We were shutting up shop. We saw at the game it worked. It was really good. Not complaining at all. But my point was, I think you need to have some creative players in there. Well, you do, and I'm right. But you also need some naughtiness. Actually, no, I don't know. It's naughtiness, not naughtiness, is it? You need some runners. You need some people that work hard. These are not dirty words. You need some people that are going to finish. That was my chair squeaking, by the way. It wasn't what you might have thought it was. It's the chair. It is the chair. Anyway, you can't just have that. And Tomas Soucek is a perfect guy for the job. I noticed also that Declan Rice has been linked with Chelsea again. I'm not going to talk about it for hours on end. I'm really not. Every time they get an unfavourable result, he gets linked with Chelsea. I'll tell you what, they've got a good thing going on. This is Soucek's video. I'm not going to let Declan Rice... Declan, you are not gate-crashing Tomas Soucek's video. Let me tell you that now. But they've got a really nice partnership. Blossoming, blooming. Maybe it's already established. Sorry, blooming. I don't mean to swear then. They've got a very, very good partnership. Do I think Declan Rice wants to go and play Champions League football? Yes. Do I think Soucek? Well, yes, but he's already played Champions League football. Clearly, Tomas Soucek thinks he's better off playing Premier League football for West Ham than he was playing in the Champions League for Slavia Prague. Which is fine, you know, listen, it's his decision. Would he go and sign for Bayern Munich? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would. But there is that feeling and there is that hope that actually he's got a good thing going on. That Declan Rice has got a good thing going on. And we maybe have changed our expectations. We maybe have changed the way that Declan Rice and Tomas Soucek both look at West Ham United. Because the West Ham United of 12 months ago is very different to the West Ham United of now. Because the now West Ham United is not a struggling club. We are not down the bottom. We are solid. I would suggest we're one of the more consistent teams in the Premier League. I'm just trying to bring up the actual Premier League table. As this stands now, right now, with Fulham and so on and so forth, Fulham beating Liverpool. Absolutely crazy. I'm sure it's half time. I'm sure it won't stay like that. But as it is now, Southampton have had another good result. Southampton, the cheeky swines have moved above us. I know, you know what? I'll tell you, good luck to them. West Ham are still in sixth. Still in sixth. West Ham, having played the same amount of games as a lot of clubs, are still in sixth. Some have a game in hand, but we're above Man City. We're above Manchester United. Will we stay there? Probably not. Highly unlikely. But it just does change the dynamic of how a player looks at the club. Declan Rice ain't looking at West Ham now thinking that's really relegation fodder. No, we're not. Are we going to win the league? No. But I tell you what, there's advantages to staying with West Ham. And for Tomas Soucek, it's quite clear. The other thing that I would just like to say is we can't jettison Tomas Soucek. We're not just losing a midfielder if we do so. We're losing Scout. You've all heard the rumours. We've been linked. We've been linked with the Czech Republic's goalkeeper. We've been linked with a centre-half from Slavia Prague. Tomas Soucek actually went over and kidnapped Soufal. Stuck him in the boot of his car, back of his motorbike. Bicycle, pedalled. He's head of recruitment. I mean, come on. We're going to have half of the Slavia Prague team by this time next year. So if Bayern Munich do want to buy Tomas Soucek of us, they're going to have to pay. I'll tell you what, here's a game we'll play. Because I think not only have they got to pay for the player, they've got to pay for the scout as well. So, in the comments below, I know you don't want to sell him. None of us want to sell him. It's that squeak. I've got to get some oil. I do apologise. Most unprofessional. So, how much would you accept, in the comments below, you lot, how much would you accept from Bayern Munich for Tomas Soucek? Yeah.